Hey guys, welcome back to The Kid Moving Home. I'm Sharrah. Today's video is kind of ending an era because as a lot of you guys know, Tyler and I are moving and we are moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we have bought our first house and we're so excited with all the projects and all the things that are coming up for that. If you guys do want to see more on why we picked Tulsa, just check out the video we uploaded the other week on all of those details. We kind of took a deep dive and just had a conversation about what's going on in life. So I'm just really excited about the new chapter, but it also is closing our current situation, which is making videos in a rental. And that's kind of been why a lot of you guys found me. A lot of you guys messaged me and said that's how you found me from searching. And so I thought it'd be really fun to kind of commemorate that and make a video on all of my best hits. Some of my favorite ideas on how to decorate on a non-permanent way that will make your landlords happy and will make you happy and kind of end this series and this chapter off strong. I'm only gonna get into a couple of different things because we don't have all the time in the world here on YouTube, but we did make a design session this last month. It's about a 45-minute episode and it really dives deep and kind of hits all different aspects of looking for a rental, what to look for, all the things to do once you're in the rental to make it your own and make it beautiful, and all the things you should do when you move out to make sure you get your deposit back. Just click the link, you guys can go learn about it, join the group, and watch that episode. Okay, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. The first thing that I have learned, or really one of my favorite things that I've done along the way, is I found furniture pieces that can come with me through each of the rentals that we've lived in. And so it wasn't necessarily an upgrade to the house itself in a permanent way. It was an upgrade to the house that I lived in and then became an upgrade to the house that I moved into next. So things like my bookshelves. You guys have seen these bookcases in my teeny tiny small studio apartment in Solana Beach. You guys have seen these in LA when I moved in with Tyler after we got married and we put them in our little beach cottage. And then you guys have seen them here in San Diego and how we've decorated with them. Aren't you excited to see what I do with them in Tulsa? The other thing that I've invested in is my area rugs. Our area rugs really truly do go with us into each house. It's not very often that I utilize them in the same way. I usually mix it up and put them in different rooms. Like the rug in our dining room right now used to be the rug in my living room in our last house. But it's a great way to really define your space and make a cozy environment in your home, and it will come with you no matter where you move. So finding things that you love that are transferable, that's my first tip. All the money that I spent on those items is gonna go into making the next place even better. The second thing that really made a big impact in all of my rentals was painting. In Solana Beach, I painted just one cool accent wall behind my bed, and the whole place was white, so it was a good base to start with, but I wanted to add a little bit of drama to that space and kind of make that wall feel different because it was a studio, and that's kind of how I broke up the different rooms that I had. And it makes your decor just come alive and feel, especially if it's stuff you've used in another house, you can really make it feel like it's a different application when you use paint on the walls behind it. Then when we got to Hermosa Beach, we painted all of the inside of that apartment. The wall color when we moved in was kind of like a smoker's teeth yellow, as my mother would like to call it, and it wasn't cute. So we painted it white. In the bedroom, we actually painted a light gray, and also it's kind of like a rite of passage to paint. And I know a lot of us are worried about painting rentals, and I totally can understand the concern because I experienced that same concern at first. But I can tell you I've painted 3 or 4 rentals now and my landlords have never been upset because I have a little bit of a trick that I recommend you guys do, and I put it in the design session, and it'll really help you guys feel confident about painting your spaces and making sure that your landlords are not upset and that they're totally happy with what you've done. The only place I didn't paint the inside of was this place, and that's because I actually really loved the color that they picked. A lot of you guys asked me about the paint color in this room, and it is called Crisp Muslin. I remembered for the first time in my whole life. It's only taken a year and a half. We did, however, paint the outside of this house, which I know is crazy. In fact, I don't even think that we've shown you guys all that we did on the outside because it was a design session. So let's just take a little trip down memory lane just for commemorating sake of what this house looked like before we painted and what the house looked like when we were done. And boy, did it make literally the biggest difference. This house went from one extreme to the other just by using paint, which I think is pretty cool. The third thing that is really important in a rental space, especially if it's a really small rental space, like a studio or a one-bedroom apartment, if you want to try to make your one main large room feel like it's broken up into different sections, I utilized rugs. In Hermosa Beach, we had our dining room, and then we shifted into our living room, and then it shifted into my office at the end of that long rectangular room. Having a rug under the dining table really made that feel like it was its own space without having to put like a, what is it called? Divider, a room divider, or a partition, a room divider partition. And then our living room rug really identified the sofa space and kind of our casual hangout space. And in the back of that room, I had a cute little soft, cozy rug under my desk, and that kind of grounded the space for my office. So if you do find that you have a lot of purposes that you need to shove into one room, try to utilize rugs and make the best of the space that you have. The fourth thing that I've done that really was probably one of my favorite things of all the rentals we've lived in was I utilized the marble contact paper on our kitchen countertops and on our bathroom countertops. The before picture of these two rooms is drastically different without the marble on it. Our kitchen countertops were like this blue Dippin' Dot material, and then in the bathroom, it was a marble, I think, or maybe a granite, actually not marble. It was a granite, but it was dark blue and black. And it just made the space feel darker, a little bit outdated. And so by utilizing this really inexpensive marble contact paper I got on Amazon, I'll link it below for you guys if you want to check it out. But honestly, it takes like half an hour to put it on. It does not damage the underneath countertops. You can peel it off when you move out if they don't want you to keep it. And our landlords actually wanted us to keep it on because it made the space look really nice and it looks real. So highly recommend. I would even do that in a home that we owned if we didn't have the money or the budget to renovate that room yet. It's a great temporary solution, and it just like makes the eye see a much prettier surface and really helps the overall look of the room. Okay, the fifth thing that I'm really happy I did in our rentals, and I obviously would recommend this for people that own their own homes. It's a little bit harder of a sell for those of us that are renting because it feels like a permanent decision, but it's not. And that is mounting your television. There is nothing more impressive than putting your TV up on a wall as opposed to having it on a media console. I know some people really love media consoles, and the reason that most of us don't hang our TVs is because it is hard to hang a TV bracket. It isn't an easy task all the time, depending on the TV you have. And the second reason is you're afraid of putting holes in your walls and putting a TV up like that when you know you're gonna move out. Let me just tell you, with a little bit of spackle and a little bit of paint, you can fill those holes up. You'll be totally fine. It'll be like as if you never moved there. And to be honest with you, most people want you to leave your TV bracket. Like every apartment I've lived in, if I left the TV bracket, like I don't leave the TV, but I just leave the actual bracket up, and you don't ever have to take it down. You just take your TV with you, and then to buy a new one, it's like 30 bucks on Amazon. And it's way better than having to take it off and patch it up. And most people like that because most people want to mount their TVs and they want that option. So ask your landlord if at the end of your lease if they want you to leave it up, and if they don't, you're more than willing to patch it up and paint over it. But it makes your space look awesome, and it just makes it feel like an elevated, like another level up. All these little things you can do to make your house feel more beautiful, you add them all together. That's how you get your space to feel luxury without spending a bunch of money. The last and final thing that I'll say about renting, and this applies to all people living in any home, making memories in your space really does make it start to feel like a home. I can't tell you, and I'm already anticipating this, when we move into our new house, I know there's gonna be like a 3-month period of time where we still feel like our new house is like so foreign to us. You feel like you're living in like an Airbnb or like someone else's house, because you kind of are. And it just doesn't feel like your space. You don't feel warm and happy about it. And it honestly just takes time to make memories, to create little special moments in your house, invite friends over, and start to put the pieces together. And over time, you start to familiarize yourself with that space, and it starts to feel like home. So I would just highly recommend, don't give up. Don't feel like your space isn't perfect, because no one's space is perfect. It just takes time, and it takes a little bit of creative effort, and you guys will have beautiful spaces in no time. We've created so many memories in this house. I mean, this is where we created Kinwoven, like literally at our dining table, came up with the name, and just all the meetings that we've had in this space, all the brainstorm sessions that Tyler and Elena and my mom and everyone on our team has had, and when we launched our pillows. You know, looking at all the fabrics, deciding on the tassels, like all those things happened in this house. And that's always gonna be a special memory for us and a special thing that we'll always take with us. And that's really what's made this house feel like a home. And we can't forget about Christmas. Christmas is by far my favorite season. After we have a Christmas season in our home, that's honestly when things start feeling cozy and they feel special and they feel just like our space. So I'm excited to set up Christmas in the new house, and I'm excited that we have footage of all the Christmases in all of our past houses and all of our past apartments. That is a really special thing. And even if you just take photos of your space each Christmas, it's kind of like a memory bank of all the life stages and seasons that you've gone through. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. That's all I have for you guys today. I just hope you guys are encouraged. I hope that you feel like you can decorate your space no matter what your budget or if you're renting. I'm excited you guys have joined us. This is gonna be the last video in this house. And the next video you see is gonna be in the new house. That is crazy. Wow. Okay, how do I say goodbye? I don't know. I mean, you guys have been following for like over 10 years. That's crazy. Sorry, I'm going down memory lane myself. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next house. Thanks for following. My feet are falling asleep. Hold on. I don't remember this happening so much before I got pregnant.
It's like you've been painting all day and your feet were in shoes.